Hey there guys, I'm SonicGhost and welcome back to some more Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Last time, we went ahead and made our way back to Clocktown, although this time we were escorted back with Cremia. She wanted to deliver some milk to Clocktown, we helped her do so, and she gave us the Romani's Mask in exchange, which allowed us to buy Chateau Romani, the most powerful milk in the entirety of Termina here, as it gave us infinite magic now for the rest of this 3-day cycle. And here, we're back in the grave site, because on day 2, we found ourselves a piece of heart under a grave site. And now for day 3, we want to go ahead and look at the final grave site here. See what's under grave number 3. So we're going to go ahead, skip all your dialogue, because it's the same thing as the other 2 days. Guard her open, please open, as I want inside this grave. Every time I do this, I feel a little more dirty inside, and it doesn't get any better, but I mean, I haven't found a dead person yet, so I guess it's okay. It doesn't feel any better, though, knowing that. I found a Dampé in the grave, though. I don't know how he got here, but sure. You. Who are you? I can't see, because it's too bright. You're not a ghost, are you? A fairy? Oh, it was the fairy's light. In that case, it's just perfect. I came looking for the royal family's legendary treasure, but my torch has gone out. I'm sorry, but could you walk in front of me and light the way? Please? Sure. You will? In that case, I'll use your light as I walk. Just lead me to the place where you think the treasure chest is buried. I'll even split the treasure with you. I'm counting on you now. Welcome to the longest set of minutes in your life. Dampé here. Oh man, he moves slow. Oh, there's something strange about this spot. You want me to dig here? Yes, please. Something strange is here, but it isn't any treasure. Show me another spot. Now you know what we need to do. Get used to just kind of sitting here for a while and just watching your in-game time go up and up and up. Because Dampé does not move any faster than this. He's a very slow dude. You need to lead him to all these different digging sites. And then we have to hope that he digs up a flame. That's 2 for 2. This is kind of good luck. I'm kind of surprised. Because here's the thing about this section. You're not guaranteed to get blue flames every time you dig. Only 3 of these sites are gonna have the blue flame underneath. But as you've seen there, we're not alone. It's not just Dampé and Link in this area. It's also gonna have enemies. So that right there was a wall master. So they fall down from the ceiling and they try to grab you. And if that happens, then you have to redo everything all over again as it tries to take you out of the area. So don't let those hands grab you. It's really bad. If you kill one of those enemies, they can drop either a bunch of blue rupees or a red rupee. Go ahead, dig up this hole here. As you see, we need to have an elevator for Dampé to ride up. He's the only one that can ride the elevator, so we have to take the ladder. But that's fine. Are you serious? We got all 3 of the flames! First try! What's the leader of the ghost? I can't really attack him from here all that easily, so let me just get my fire arrows, because I have infinite magic, so I might as well. I cannot believe we just got all 3 of those flames without having a single dud. There is a very strong chance that you can get a dud when Dampé digs, and if that happens, then you just have to try again. The chances I noticed, though, of flames being in specific spots is that 2 flames should always be down below, and then 1 flame should always be up above. And that's pretty much the only pattern you have to go on. Other than that, it's all random. But this here, I haven't mentioned at this point, this here is the leader of the ghosts as Dampé's talking about, a big Poe. Knock it back to stop it, then take your shot. The only way we can really hit this guy, at least consistently, is with arrows. Specifically use fire arrows to deal more damage. If the thing's close enough to you, you might be able to do a jump attack, but I won't recommend it. I just say shoot her with arrows, and that's the safe thing. Here we can go ahead and use a bottle to take that big pole soul and shove it in here. This may lead to something good. But it doesn't work here, so I don't know what's good about it. Once we kill the big Poe here, we get access to this chest. And inside this chest here is our reward for all that Dampé slowness. This is an empty bottle. Now, something very interesting to note about this empty bottle is that in the 3DS version of this game, this item is a piece of heart instead. The reason being is that this empty bottle we get here in the N64 version is the empty bottle we get from the Kume shooting game in Southern Swamp. They swapped the bottle and heart piece locations between those two quests between versions of Majora's Mask. So if you're playing along with the 3DS version, you are now caught up between heart pieces and empty bottles. We are now tied up between both versions of the game. It's a very interesting thing to note that they change around the bottle and heart piece locations specifically with this bottle, because it is kind of a weird thing they did, but I understand why that was done. This bottle that we're getting now, it's kind of late, but it adds 4 bottles to our inventory. We've had 4 bottles for a while in the 3DS version. Ever since Romani's Ranch, we had 4 bottles, so it took us a bit to get to that point here. The 3DS version was always leading another bottle ahead of us since we left Southern Swamp. So it's nice to finally have that bottle in our inventory, or at least for this version. But if we look here, we kind of see Dampé not having a good time under his bed. He's kind of shivering down there. It looks a little weird. I ain't seen nothing, and I don't know nothing. Sure, you kind of keep on telling yourself that, Dampé. He looks very weird under that bed. It just doesn't really look right, because what's happening is that that's his model for him standing upright, just shoved under a bed, doing the shiver thing, and it's just kind of weird. Kind of why it looks awkward when you put him under a bed, because he's not supposed to be like that. Try to get back inside. Door's locked, so we can't get back in there. Interesting to note that he had a little staircase just to go underneath that gravesite in his house. Kind of weird when you think about it. Why is that there? That's just... no. That's a little weird. I don't approve. Let's go back to Clocktown before we go back in time. Alright, so we're back here in West Clocktown now, and I'm going to go ahead and deposit these rupees, but before we go back in time, I want to go ahead and do something with this Big Poe. Now, at this point in the game, you can't really use the Big Poe with anything specifically, but it does have one use at this point. And I want to go ahead and have an empty wallet so we can take advantage of this. So depositing all of our money to the bank, giving us a total of 1,506 rupees. I want to go ahead and go to the Curiosity Shop here. In here, I think you can imagine where this is going. We can sell items in our bottles, and we can get money for whatever it is. Each item gives you a different value. In this case, we have ourselves a ghost in the bottle. This is a very rare item because there's actually only 2 Big Poes in the whole game, and we found one of them. So, with that said, Big Poe is worth a lot of money. Let's go ahead and show it to the guy, see if he wants to buy it. And he'll give us 200 rupees just for the Big Poe. Yes, I'll take it. That's a lot of money. One of these is a great way to fill up your wallet. But because there's only 2 in the game that we can get, they're not a reliable thing to grind money out with. So that's not helpful at this point. It does help us get some extra cash because we can't use that Big Poe right now, so that's a good thing. But if you want to grind out the Big Poe just to get 5,000 rupees in this bank, I don't recommend it. I don't at all, because that requires so much time, and it's really not worth the payout. One thing to note is that since the Big Poe is worth 200, the only other item in the game that's worth 200 rupees that you can sell in a bottle is the gold dust that you get from racing the Gorons in Snowhead. that's worth the same amount as a big Poe. So either one of those two things will sell for a lot of money here in the Curiosity Shop. And while we're here, I guess we can talk about all the things that you can sell here in the Curiosity Shop. It's pretty much every bottled item in the game that you can sell here, which are all worth different prices. There is one specific item, though, we haven't really encountered yet, so I'm not going to be talking about that one yet. But for all the items we have encountered at this point, I can go ahead and mention those. So let's go ahead first and sell milk, which is worth 20 rupees. Not much, but hey, it's better than nothing. On screen now is the prices for the rest of the stuff that you can sell here in the Curiosity Shop that we have encountered so far. There's a lot of things that are worth a lot of money, a lot of things that are worth almost nothing, but at the same time, this is still a pretty good way for you to get money at this point in the game pretty quick. Not as good as those chests around Clocktown that have silver rupees in them, but at the same time, if you need some quick bucks, bottled items are a way to go. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I guess we'll deposit these 20 rupees before we play the Song of Time. I mean, you never know when you need 20 bucks, am I right? So let's go ahead and do that. And now that we're depositing our money, we're ready to end this cycle. Unfortunately, at this point, when we do play the Song of Time, our Chateau Armani power will wear off. So when we go back in time, our magic meter will go from blue back to green, meaning that we'll be having depleting magic every time we use our magic meter again. If we want this magic meter to become infinite again, we need to go buy Chateau Armani, and that's unfortunately not always the most optimal thing to do, so we may or may not have Chateau. It depends on the situation. But for now, we're going to go back in time and get ready to head to the ocean now that we've made all of our preparations. Next time on Let's Play Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, we'll take Epona to the ocean of Termina. I'll see you guys next time.